that we had. Before. All right, let's go ahead and join the invite. Cut down the audio just a little bit. That way it doesn't. You don't mind pulling up a broadcast and then giving us some stats. Going to a place that the Cup Series usually doesn't run, except for in the virtual world. Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series takes on the track in Corn Country. As we load in here, they were gracious. Green already once we load in. I'm Avenged. Tonight I'm joined by Storm Rooster. Storm Rooster, how you doing?
Great. How you doing, Avenged? Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, real good. And then also Brant. Brant, how you doing tonight?
Oh, not bad. Yourself?
Doing good. Y'all have to excuse me a little bit. I got a little bit of a stuffy nose, so if I sound off, that's why. But B-Ball Fan, your pole sitter, is currently leading the way here at Iowa Speedway with the 14 of Captain Killam in the back in the wall. Gets it to the 1 of Joe. Oh my goodness. A little bit of contact here early on as the 2 of Kevin's down on the apron.
Looks like that turn 4 bite is already starting to get people in that progressive banking.
Yeah, there's definitely a seam in the middle of these corners here. Storm, can you tell us a little bit more about that seam in the middle of the corner?
Well, it's basically 2 tracks in one. At the bottom, you got to let off a lot more, obviously. The top, you could get back in the gas. And on fresh tires, you can run that seam for maybe 3 or 4 laps. But once you hit that seam where that progressive banking comes in and your tires are worn, it's going to send you to the left, kind of like at Texas.
Yeah, I feel like you got to be pretty committed going into the corner here. You either got to choose that high side or get down to the bottom. Jag, I see your comment there, buddy. I don't know if you're here when we first started it, but somebody, me, didn't download the update to the game. So the Cup guys were gracious enough to internet to go ahead and download it. We're still early on here in stage 1. Brett, how many laps to go do we have here in stage 1?
Looks like we're having, well, give me just a second here.
Yeah, no problem.
It moved.
No, it's okay, and the streams are delayed, so we get it. 28 to go?
Yep, Swamp just said 28 or on his stream.
Alright, so we're probably 27 once they hit the line here. Go ahead, Storm.
Swamp is actually looking, I mean, he's back in the field. He's 12th, but he's getting really good runs. I'll tell you what, if he gets up towards the front, he could be somebody to watch tonight.
So keep an eye out on him. He might finish second again here tonight. If you're new to the North American eRacing League, that's kind of Swamp's thing, Swamp Fox's thing. A lot of second place finishes. No wins yet, but you got to think one's coming. As we're still green here, which surprises me because we have strict cautions here tonight at Iowa Speedway, which is a feat by itself. And then you throw it on a course like Iowa. I mean, this is going to be a test for these guys. I mean, obviously they're already passing the test, but I don't know, Storm. What do you think? Is this going to be a little bit of a caution fest later on, or are they going to stay nice and steady?
I think they'll stay nice and steady. I mean, I'm watching on Swamp stream and plus on the PlayStation stream here, and these guys are all playing really nice. There's nothing major going on. They're starting to spread out a little bit, and
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a pretty good race.
Well, it's definitely been a good race so far, and I gotta say, I know you pointed out Swamp's pretty solid, but his FBGM teammate in that 19 Toyota Camry, NR Lewis, is up here riding the fence. He looks pretty strong here early, riding P2.
Yeah, hopefully he can keep the tires on that thing, treating that number 19 car good. That was my car, so come on, Lewis, let's get it done. But that high line, I tell you, once your tires start to go, it's tricky. You can get that wall fast.
All right, we have a battle for fourth as the 42 of Ronnie Mack making his way past the 1 of You Already Heard. But Joe is going to have the crossover move coming across the line. And I'm not on the right car. I just ruined that call. As Joe is now inside of that 42. The 42 is going to get the run off the corner and clear that one going into 3. Oh, there goes Joe. He hasn't gave up yet. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Joe running that low line like that. That low line, it's hard to get around guys on that low side. For me, it is anyways. I know some people can really run it good, but that high side just carries so much speed.
All right, Brant, let's bring you in here a little bit. What's so special about Iowa, and how will these guys get around this track?
Well, it really depends on where your car handles the best at. Speaking from running in multiple different leagues and running this track a couple different times, you know, the best part I've found about this track, you know, is kind of running high up on those straightaways. And then once you dive it in there, you really got to feather the throttle a little bit going into the corner. And then once you're about halfway through, depending, again, on how your car's set up, you know, you can get right back in it and take off. It's really just going to come down to how the cars are handling and, you know, whether you've got the car that handles the way you want to or not.
Well, there you go. Definitely multiple lines here at Iowa Speedway. And while we were there, Ronnie Mack, Joe still surging away in P4. The 19 of NR Lewis fell from P2 all the way back to P5. The 4 of Draven's currently running P2, got in the wall there a little bit. But the 20 of B-Ball Fan has absolutely driven away from this field. I mean, he's shown that he's fast at all the other tracks that we've gone to. Storm, anybody here you think has a shot at this 20 machine currently leading the field?
I'm watching Joe. I think Joe's going to be a problem for him in a positive way, because we all know Joe's not going to do him dirty. It's just Joe's going to be fast down there in the bottom 2. And if Joe can get down underneath B-Ball Fan, I think he can take it from him.
Well, he definitely looks like he's planted on the track here, as he now has his Chip Ganassi Racing teammate under fire. That 42 of Rodney Mack. They're not teammates in the North American eRacing League. However, they both drive that CGR Toyota. Oh, daggone it. Chevrolet. I can't say it. Y'all gotta excuse me. It's been a long day. So that ain't gonna be the first mistake that I made, and it ain't gonna be the last. So.
And if you jump about a row back, you got the 2 and the 4 battling it out. They've been battling it out here a couple laps.
Oh, there's.
The 4's on that high side. He's making it work, but that 2's also got good runs coming in and out of the corners on that inside.
So 2 TJR teammates battling it out. Much credit to Brant there calling it out, as the 2 of Kevin is now on the inside. The 4 of Draven is going to take the high line around here. This track is wider than you think. We lose these cars in our views, but that's okay. We're going to do the best that we can. As the 19 of NR Lewis bangs the wall coming out of 2. And I think the 4 is under fire from the 32 of Gator Mike. Storm,
oh, yeah,
what special happened from Gator Mike the last race that we ran?
Oh, he got that monkey off his back, and he got that dub. Finally.
Brant, isn't that 32 of Gator Mike the guy that recruited you into the league? You got any special thoughts on him?
Oh yeah, he is. You know, definitely want to give a shout out to him for giving me the opportunity to run in the truck series. You know, definitely.
Captain's on the wall. Sorry guys, captain's in the wall.
Such a big field. I try to circle through. I try not to give our viewers a seizure as all the flashes going by, but we got the 9 of Stevo making his way past the 14, as the 14 of Captain Killam's in the wall, called by Storm Rooster. Oh, excuse me, Storm Rooster. The 37, is that Swamp in the 37? Who's in the 37? As I cycle through the field again.
Yeah, it's Swamp.
We got the 32 Gator Mike making a move on the 43. They're running side by side going into the corners, but that 43 seems like he's got a good setup for that outside line, and he's making it work. 32
All right.
just Gator can't get enough drive out of the corners to put it on him.
All right, a little note about that 37 machine of Swamp Fox. He has been called up to the Cup Series for the remainder of the season. I'm a little surprised that he chose the 37. Not the worst car that was available, but, you know, maybe some better paint schemes out there, but that's okay.
10 laps to go, and Swamp's up to 9th. I think we could definitely see Swamp get a top 5 here tonight.
Yeah, and that 43 finally pulled away from the 32, and he's starting to gain and trying to work on that number 2 car. Looks like he's trying to follow him a little bit here, trying to catch up a little bit, and then we're going to see what he's got to get around him. See if he moves up to the high side, see if he can get a run here.
Hey, Storm, who won the pole here tonight? Was it Big Jim?
B-Ball Fan. I believe it was B-Ball Fan. I think.
Big Jim says he won the pole and parked it.
Oh, maybe it was Big Jim then.
Oh,
maybe it was
man.
B-Ball Fan that got second.
Oh, fake news.
43 making a move under the number 2 here. They got a good battle going on here, guys. 43 got a good run.
Oh, 42 in the wall. And then you're right, there goes the 43. And that's for P5. That's for stage point.
Oh, and Gator Mike just tapped the number 2 in the rear end. Gave him a little shove, pushed him forward more.
All right, well, here we go. Looks like that 2 was really strong on the short run, but maybe not so much on the long run. How many laps to go do we have here in the stage, Brant?
Looks like we're at 28 out of 34.
Okay, so
about 5 or 6 laps here.
So we got 5 more to go once these guys hit the line. As Gator Mike makes a move underneath the 2 machine of TK Kevin. Oh, get a little loose there, but Gator Mike's going to take the position. Good.
Swamp just got by Draven.
That's something to keep an eye on there.
What are
oh, the 32 Gator Mike. Devo, the 14, the 4. That's going to be a caution here, and we're going to have a shootout for the end of the stage. Brant, what was your question there before that happened?
Well, before that happened, I was, wondering what adjustments, and what the strategies were going to be for the race. Definitely, you could pit at the end of the stage and be good for the next stage, but how's your tires going to be, that's going to be a big factor here tonight going into the second stage and final stage here.
Well, just about all that strategy has been thrown out of the window as the 32 of Gator Mike went around on the front stretch. Now, Storm, tell me, are you coming down here and taking 4 tires, or are you going to try to stay out for track position as we go green with probably about 6 laps to go? Or like 4,
I guess
really.
it depends on who you are, really. I mean, if you're in dire need of points, take 2 and then come and get 4. But if it was me, I would get 4.
All right, as we're back green here, the one of you already heard uses a little bit of strategy, takes the lead here at Iowa. How many laps to go do we have?
We actually have, this is going to be a green light ticket here, boys.
All right, and if you see my screen, viewers, I'm sure that these cars are not lagging as bad as it seems. It's probably just my internet. But they're 3 or 4 wide for the lead up here. NARL Lewis is trying to take the lead over TK Kevin. Was that the stage?
That was the stage.
Oh my goodness! I think Lewis won it.
Yep, I think so too. But yeah, on my screen the cars were going crazy too.
Okay, well maybe it's not my internet. Maybe it's a 704 thing. Go ahead, Brant.
You already heard actually dropped back 3 positions on that. He fell back to 4th, coming out of 4 there. As you've seen the 2, the 4.
So it.
The 19, the 2. And the 42 actually had a good run coming out of turn number 4 there and actually got above him. And I think the 2 actually went below him there.
So I think the one of you already heard actually stayed out there. Maybe that's why he fell back 3 or 4 positions. So as we see, tires are king at the short tracks, especially here at Iowa.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And Big Jim definitely won the pole. Because every time it starts, I'm back on Big Jim. Anyways. All right, here we go. Start to stage 2. The 32 of Gator Mike somehow takes the lead here on pit strategy. The commentary view's not very good at here at Iowa, apparently. The 19 NARL Lewis currently running P3 to the 2 machine of Kevin. And I'm going to stop calling play-by-play while these cars are lagging. So, Storm, come up with something that we should pay attention to here tonight. No pressure.
Well, now that they've got adjustments in, you got to wonder, is that 20 car still going to be so dominant? Did somebody get a good setup in? Because, when you run that first stage, you're just running on a factory preset. Then you get those adjustments in, and we start finding out who knows how to fine-tune their cars, they're running low, if they're running high. Man, these cars are going to make me have a seizure. These are ridiculous.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one, because I have bad internet, but this is insane. There's no way.
Yeah, this is really bad. I'm just watching Swamp Foxes now.
Look, we have multiple invites. I'm going to back out if our viewers can bear with me. I want to back out and come back in because I was convinced it was my internet, but if Storm and Brant's doing it too, it's a 704 thing.
Yeah, I'm going to back out, come back. It looks like you already heard you running in that 6th position, according to a stream. And looks like that.
All right, let's find the other million invites that I have. Well, I actually appreciate it because now we're using them. That's okay. The broadcast is far from over. We're just going to work around this glitch or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yeah, and we are only on lap 5 out of 32 of the 2nd stage here, so...
Yeah, we got a lot of racing to go.
What I'm going to be interested to see is how many guys towards the end of the stage just take fuel, you know, or fuel and 2 tires, you know. It's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out.
Okay, when you guys send me an invite back in, please.
Crap. Did you get more than one or no?
Well, I used up one. I went in too early.
All right. Well, excuse me on the broadcast again. I'm going to go ahead and invite our other commentators.
Mike's out there in that front position still. He's holding them off as that one line up above that number 20 to keep the lead.
Yep.
Drafter he actually drops below him. He's gonna push Mike up the track, make Mike stay up high. Took Mike clean out of his groove, and then the 20 is gonna pass him coming out of turn number 2.
All right, so the invite's out for you, Storm, and we're gonna load right back into this thing. Just a little hiccup there. For once, it wasn't my internet's fault. I won't blame that one on 704, just like I do everything else. So. We're going to load back in here. We've kept 4 viewers, so I appreciate you guys sticking around as long as you have.
We got the 32 and the 20 guys. Sorry to interrupt, but the Gator Mike is actually pulling that high side off. He's actually staying side by side with that number 20 through the corner. As he bobbles a little bit, the 20 is able to get a good run and take the lead.
All right, so we're still here, and thankfully the cars are running a lot smoother on the track. As Brant called it, the 20 of B-Ball fans currently in the lead, but he's under fire from the 32 of Gator Mike. Running P3s, that 42 of Ronnie Mack, P4 Kevin, P5 NR Lewis here in stage 2.
You can't count out that 19 car there behind the 42 and the 2. He's been doing pretty good all night. You know, he's hanging up as, you know, you could throw the first probably 4 or 5 even cars underneath the blanket right now.
He really likes that high lane, but I think he's given up and decided that he needs to run that bottom, that 19 NR Lewis. As we have a little bit of a battle back here with that one of you already heard, putting some pressure down on the 9 of Steve-O. Let's see if he can't pass him here into turn 1. Steve-O's going to hold his own in the middle lane here. The one's going to have to check up. But that allows the 14 and the 43 to catch up to these guys. I mean, we're going to have 4 cars under a blanket here soon. Oh, excuse me. Someone I'm kind of surprised with, and it doesn't even look like he's not driving his car hard, is that 88 of Captain Killam. I wonder if he just kind of knew coming into this race that it was just one that he would just ride around in the back, or I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but he was your season 1 champ. So, I mean, you know he's competitive. It's just an odd...
And switch around to him.
For the last stage.
How many laps here in stage 2?
We are on lap 14 of 32. So we're a little under halfway.
All right, and these guys made it. Well, they had a caution. Can these guys make it on fuel? Can you see on a stream or tires?
I can't see anything now.
No.
All right.
Man, that is kind of weird. Crunch so far back there. Maybe he's on a strategy. Remember Homestead? He was on that strategy to win that championship. He might be on a strategy here as far as fuel and tires goes.
We just got a little bit of inside information from Big Jim. He says Lieutenant Crunch is battling internet connectivity issues. So he may just be trying to stay back there in case he lags. He's not trying to ruin any.
The choice of the high line, that's going to allow the two underneath of him. And here comes the 42. You cannot count them to about 42 and 32
Oh
pounds.
my goodness. And there goes the 2 of Kevin off the P2, just like Brant caught it. And there's the 42 of Ronnie Mack putting the 32 under fire. He's going to clear Gator Mike going into turn 1 here. And the 19 of NR Lewis is going to try to follow suit.
See, guys, you got to wonder, though, did Mike run his car too hard those first 10 laps of the stage?
Sure.
As it almost seems like it, because, you know, he's running that high line, trying to take it easy on those tires, and it's not working. He's falling back.
And my eyes might be deceiving me, but it looks like that 2 of Kevin's catching that 20 of B-Ball fan. We might have a battle for the lead here in the next next 5 or 6 laps. It's a smaller track.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mike's falling back. Looks like Draven's about to take the 5th spot from Gator. Gator gets back in the line, but I can see Draven. He's going to be getting that run. He's up first. Oh, Mike's in the wall. Draven gives him a little bump, but Mike gets in the wall.
And there goes Draven taking away P5. Go ahead, Brett.
You got to wonder, though, too, with Mike getting in the wall like that, if that's because of tire wear from him, you know, pushing it so hard and sticking to that bottom line for so many laps. Or, you know, if he's just trying to stay up high and conserve his tires for the last couple laps into the stage as we're rolling on lap 20 out of 32, so we got about 12 or 13 laps here.
Now, something I've noticed out of these cars, especially in turns 3 and 4 there, Storm Rooster, it looks like their lefts are right on that yellow line, or even maybe just a little bit below it on some cars, especially the 2 I've noticed it from. Can you use that apron to turn your car better, or is that just a little visual thing going on?
Well, on fresh tires, you can get away with it. Once your tires start to wear, you touch that yellow line, and it ain't going to spin you, but it's going to shoot you up the track a little bit as 20 gets loose. But, yeah, it's a good tool to have on fresh tires. But, yeah, Kevin, he's really flirting with that.
In the meantime, you got the 19 of NR Lewis currently under, well, he's trying to take away the P3 position away from the 42 of Ronnie Mack, as he has the preferred line going into 1 and 2, and he clears the 42 coming out of 2. But don't look now, the 42 should have the run down the backstretch. Let's see if he dives it in there. He doesn't. And the 19 is using that apron and the yellow line, exactly what we were talking about, and he's going to drive away from the 42.
Oh, yeah. You know, and that's like you just said, that's the preferred line. But, you know, again, it really comes back to where does your car handle at? Where is your car set up for, you know? Like Gator Mike early on in the stage, he was able to run with that 2 for quite a bit up on that high side, keeping it side by side, would have been pulling away from him on the corner, coming out of the corners. But going in, that 2 just had to run, you know, on the shorter way around this track.
Kevin, now he's starting to change up his line. He ain't running quite as low. He's trying to change it up to try to catch that 20 car, but he's getting loose coming out of these corners, and I don't know, man. I think that 20 car, he's going to get that trophy tonight.
That 20 car is definitely on rails. He's your, well, no, who won stage 1? Because it was a little bit of a battle there at the end. Was it Lewis won stage 1? Yeah. So, not your stage 1 winner, but he is on rails up there in that 20 machine. These Toyotas are fast tonight, apparently. But you got the 2 of Kevin. He's trying everything that he can to catch this 20. I think he's just gone. So we have how many? About 6 laps to go-ish in the stage?
Yeah, we got about 6.
All right, as the 42 has now regained the ground on that 19 of NR Lewis, as Kevin currently runs P2. We're looking back at P3 and P4. Draven's quietly stalking back there in P5, and that's your top 5 there for stage points. But in the meantime, that 20 of B-Ball fan, he's driven away.
And the one thing One thing about this league that everybody's known, and I may eat the words that I just said about 20 getting that trophy. But man, I tell you what,
Oh,
late
and the
race
wall goes to
cautions,
2.
different
The
strategy.
19 of NR Lewis now is trying to take away P2. Sorry about that, Storm Rooster. But we've got action
they
here
hit.
as the 19 makes contact with the 2, and the 42 is going to take advantage. It looks like the 2 tried to pinch the 19 down in mid-corner, and there's just only so many places you could go here in Iowa, as now the 4 has joined the conversation for more stage points, as we have about 3 or 4 laps to go. What was your thought there, Storm Rooster?
I don't even remember. That was too good.
Well, fair enough.
Late in the race, strategies can come into play. Late race cautions. Even though that 20's strong now, you never know. He could end up back in 10th. So the great thing about racing is that separates us from every other sport. You could just be blowing the team away with a minute left, and you can end up in the back of the pack.
Well, that's fair enough, especially when you're so fast, you're reluctant to make changes on pit road, but all these other guys you got to think are going to come down and try to make their car faster, see if that comes into play. But the 19 of NR Lewis, you got to watch out for him, like you called earlier on. I mean, he is just fast here tonight. He won stage 1. He's currently running P2. The 4 of Draven trying to take away P4 away from that 42 machine back here as we go to, I think, 2 to go here once they cross the line.
So I remember when we ran last year here at the 42 car gets real loose coming out of 4. But when I was running that 19 car here last year, man, it was a rocket ship. But unfortunately, things just weren't meant to be. But this track is a lot of fun to drive in these Cup cars. I'll tell you that.
Well, something that I got into that 43, a shadow. Sorry to overtalk you there, Brant, but that 43, is that a caution? That end of the stage? All right. Well, your official top 5.
Oh, swamp in the wall hard. Oh, my Lord.
That must be called the caution. So, B-Ball fan, your stage 2 winner. I'm assuming the stage is over. The 19 NR Lewis, your stage 1 winner, finishes P2. The 2 of Kevin finishes P3 here in stage 2. Ronnie Mack in P4. And Draven picking up the last stage point of the stage. Now that 43 was coming though. He's got a little bit of a long run car. I think 2 more laps and he may have something for that 4.
So I'm looking at Swamp's stream here, and I'm looking at how much the percentage of tires that he had left. And he's still got 40-some% on his right side. So you can obviously go a long ways in these Cup cars on the right sides.
Oh, let's switch from Big Jim. I know Big Jim's enjoying the view of his FedEx Toyota, but we got some racing going on. As the 20, a B-Ball fan is still your leader. The 19 NR Lewis on the outside. Come on, 704 Games, don't do this to me again. I have another invite, but I would hate to put our viewers through another 2 or 3 blue screens while I load back in. Are they going crazy on y'all guys' screen?
Yep.
Son of a gun.
Good old 704 Games.
Well, it probably happened because of their update. Oh my goodness, the stuttering. The update that they had today.
It does this to me sometimes when I'm in public lobbies and I'll go in and watch the race.
Well, sometimes, but it don't happen this much. My goodness.
No. But from what it looks like, NR Lewis is holding it pretty good on the high side there.
Oh, they smoothed out on the backstretch. As soon as they got in the corner, they started lagging again. But it looks like B-Ball fan to the lead. Oh, here's their smoothing out. Just had a run on the front stretch, and of course they get in the corner again and start jumping all over the place.
Yeah, if there's a caution or something, then it'll straighten itself out. It just sucks that we gotta go through this.
All right, well, put Swamp on the phone and tell him just to send it in there, so we can straighten out the broadcast.
So Joe is back in the pack on Swamp stream. Joe's back in 10th. This is really surprising. I thought he was going to be up in the front. Swamp's getting a big run to the high side of Joe.
And around goes the 43 in the back. The 9 is Steve-O's involved. This has got to be a caution. And there it is. All right, well, hopefully it straightens out after this caution, like Storm Rooster was saying. That was just, I hate the cars bouncing all over the screen when it ain't my fault anyways. When it's my fault, I understand because I have crappy internet. But it looks like the 43 is Shadowhawk, and I couldn't really tell, but got loose down the backstretch, collected the 9, and we're going to have our, well, Brant left. So that's cool. Lost my train of thought there since we lost our third commentator.
Yeah, I was watching Swamp Foxes when that caution came out, and 43 went up and hit the wall. And if there had been another coat of paint on Swamp's car, they would have hit. Great driving, Swamp. That was impressive.
All right, well, Big Jim put me through the pain of having to restart my camera on the pit road. Since you want to go and win the pole there, Big Jim. Anyways, we're back green here. The 20 of B-Ball fans still in the lead as the cars are still bouncing around here. The caution did not help. The 14 of Captain Killam's on the outside. If this continues for another lap or two, don't worry, viewers. I'll back out, even though we don't want to see the blue screen again. But, I mean, this is just bad. I got like 2 more invites, so we're still good. Yeah, I don't even know how to call this. Oh, there's one lap. If it happens for one more, we'll go ahead and back out. I don't even know if that's a wreck or not. I guess the 14 got in the wall, because he's falling back. Our luck, he'll slingshot to the front. It looks like the 20 of Draven, though, finding some speed here, I think. He's going to pass that 20 machine coming off of 4.
I was watching on Swamp stream as Swamp goes to P6 underneath Lewis, but it looked like Lewis might have gotten in that corner a little too hard.
Okay, this is bad.
And he might have put the 14 up there but into the wall. I can't tell for sure. It's such a small screen.
All right, we're going to try to load back in just one more time.
All right.
Well, Brent had some other matters to take care of, so it's all good, I guess.
Everything at this race. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I shot you another invite just in case you want to back out. Up to you. But we're going to load back in here, and so we can see exactly what Stormers is talking about, because it sounds like there's a lot of action going on.
There is. This is a great race. I mean, from Swamp's view, I know Swamp, he's trying to be respectful here, being the new guy in. And he's doing an awesome job. He's driving great. But I think he needs to get just a little more aggressive and not hit anybody. Just get a little more aggressive there. And he can pick up a few more spots.
Well, so Swamp's showing a little bit of speed here. Maybe he will pick up some more spots. We've got 20 a B-Ball fan who didn't win the bowl, but in stage 2, he's been the fastest car here all night. But the 4 Draven's currently leading under fire from the 42 of Ronnie Mack. And we ride on board in P3 with the 1 machine of You Already Heard. This should be a pretty good view with this battle for the lead as the 42 of Ronnie Mack driving that Chip Ganassi Racing Chevrolet Camaro is your new leader.
Yeah, Lieutenant Crunch, he's starting to make his way back up to the pack. He's trying to get P10 from, looks like the 42 car, so he must have got his internet going good. He's not lagging at all on this screen, so.
He must feel pretty confident about it, and I wonder how far he can rise to the top here now that he's riding full steam.
I'm watching B-Ball fan on the TV, and it's like I said earlier, late in the race, you never know what's going to happen, and it looks like he's back in about 7th or 8th spot, so goes from dominating to now he's got to work his way through a pack.
Oh, the 32 Gator Mike got on the apron there a little bit. He got off the gas. He's going to lose a spot or two. Well, no, he's under fire from that 14 to Captain Killam as he clears the 32. The 43 of Shadowhawk's going to try to make the move past him as well. As the 20 of B-Ball fan decides to take advantage. He backs off there a little bit. I thought they were going 3 wide there for a second, but they stayed 2 by 2.
Yeah, this is going to get real interesting now. You got these guys that they really want to win. Does B-Ball fan, does he have a win this year?
I believe so.
Okay, I haven't watched enough of the streams.
He's been fast. He's been fast enough for a win, that's for sure.
I tell you what, that high line's coming in. He's losing a lot of positions here.
I know Joe won Daytona. I know Gator won Auto Club. I think he won ISM.
Mm.
Oh, contact
The
back there.
three.
I'm not sure. Oh, the 3 have wasted. The 9 Hestivo collected again as we have our second caution for cause here. But we're in stage 3. This race is winding down here, Storm Rooster. When are we going to see the aggression start to pick up?
I think we just did. And I tell you what, Swamp with some more great driving. And I'm not trying to kiss butt or anything here, but he should have been collected in that, and he made an evasive move to the right, then back down to the left, and he's impressing me. But now I don't know how many laps are left, but it's going to start getting real push and shove up here now.
All right, if you could tell us the laps to go whenever they get started, that'd be much appreciated. But Swamp making his first race since becoming a full-time Cup Series driver, impressing Storm Rooster up here in the booth. Now that 42 of Rodney Mack is still in the lead here with the 4 Draven on his outside. The 1 of you already heard starting P3 with the 14 of Captain Killam starting on the outside. Oh, please don't do it again. I can't, dude, I don't have that many invites. I can't leave every time there's a caution.
There is 46 laps to go.
This is... It's very hard to stay semi-professional right now.
Well, if Big Jim's watching, he should have gotten a couple invites. Maybe he can get back in there and then send a couple invites out.
Yeah, Big Jim, get back in that lobby and send us 3 or 4 more invites. But I would still hate to... I mean, I'll do it, don't get me wrong, but I would hate to have to go to blue screen another 3 or 4 times. And then, you know, miss some racing. Anyways, the 4 Draven's making a move on that 42, I believe. Down there on the inside, it looks like they're side by side coming down the backstretch. That 4 Draven. Now, you could make that outside lane work here on tires early on, but that inside ultimately is where you want to be, especially on the long run. They're still side by side, I believe.
That outside, you give up so much on entry, but on exit, it's kind of like Homestead. You give it up on entry, but on exit, you shoot off that like a rocket.
I'm sorry. I about threw up there. Oof. These bouncing around. This is just terrible.
Yeah, you would think that they would put a little bit more effort into their games.
Yeah, this is... you know what? I'm not... This is a sad excuse. This is just pathetic. This is bad. This is... Without cussing. This is just... It's hard not to cuss. It's bad, man. This is terrible.
I agree. I mean, it's 2020, and in the esports world, we're going backwards instead of forwards. And it's pathetic.
Yeah, all eyes are on you. No real sports are playing right now, and you're going to release an update that does this every caution? What are you doing?
Well, I'm watching Swamp stream. Swamp's up to 7th. He's working that high side. He's actually just got around B-Ball Fan. And now he's going underneath Shadowhawk to try to take P6. He's right on Kevin's back bumper for 5th. Shadowhawk and Swamp have a heck of a race going here.
I'm not sure how he did it, but the 4 Draven up here, I mean, he rim-righted that top there. He's not going to quite have enough to make a move on that 42, but I'm not sure how he missed the wall. I agree, Jag. It was that update that came out today. I agree. But, you know, it's a shame. It's a daggone shame. Like Stormer said, it's 2020. And not only that it's 2020, but there's no other sports going on.
I'm sorry. The 20 car just tried to dive bomb Swamp. Gone in Swamp. Swamp went up into Kevin. That was almost a bad wreck. Good thing these guys know what they're doing.
I
At 20, he's starting to get aggressive.
Or not. I mean, this is just bad. Oh, crap. Big Jim only got 1 invite, so this is what we got. I'll save my last join for later in the race, I guess. We're just going to have to deal with this vomit-inducing visual. I don't know what to call it. Oh, this is bad. Oh, my God.
Swamp got around Shadow for 6. And it looks like B-Ball Fan, he followed
Oh,
Swamp.
I think Swamp's around in the... No, Shadow, no. All right, cool. All right, never mind. The dude was completely turned around. Like, I don't know what the... This is bad.
Oh, the green car just went head on the wall.
I think there's a
Yep,
caution.
there's a caution.
Ah, let's see
was-
if it fixes itself. Maybe two negatives make a positive.
It was a green car. I'm guessing the 3 car, but I can't tell you for sure. Yeah, I just can't believe in the video gaming world how far backwards we're going. Because I remember on the PlayStation 2 and 3, you can watch races, and it was never like this.
Well, now Storm, remember they're a small team.
Yeah, but you know, if you want to play with the big dogs, you better bring your big technology.
Yeah, apparently.
Plus, being the only NASCAR game out there other than what's that game? Project Cars. They should be doing better than this.
Yeah, well, the good news is Gator Mike has already committed to buy everybody in the North American eRacing League an iRacing subscription. No, I'm just kidding, obviously.
Yeah,
And
still...
it's even worse.
It's pathetic.
Yeah, I mean, what are we supposed to do? I mean, last week YouTube didn't want to work. I mean, last race YouTube didn't work. We didn't catch Gator Mike's win. This week, this crap happens. I think the 42 got in the wall there. New leader's the 14, that's for sure. Look at Captain Killam battling his way up here with the one of you already heard, I think, battling for P2. This is bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch on Swamp Stream exactly what happened there, but it looked like Draven and the 42 got together, but I couldn't quite tell for sure. There's a car ghosted in the middle of turn 4.
Oh, jeez.
Who drives the 43 car?
Shadowhawk.
It looks like he's ghosted in the middle of turn 4.
Flip through the Shadowhawk. Looks like he lagged out. He's on pit road.
Oh, as the 88 slams into Swamp. Everybody keeps it going, though. But they are getting dicey back here. Oh, and the 88 put Swamp up into somebody, into Lewis. Lewis into the wall.
No caution.
We all... No caution, but we all know Swamp. Swamp ain't gonna put up with that too much longer, and he just got the 88 back.
Oh goodness, I think they're 3 and 4 wide back here with the 10 to Mr. Williams, the 88, the 37, and the 19, I think. I do want to shout out real quick the 7, well now 6, people that are still watching the stream. I don't know how you're doing it. I mean, it's frustrating and for me, and I'm calling it. As the one of you already heard takes the lead. We got a CGR P1, P2 right now.
Yeah, this is definitely very hard to call. I mean, I'm trying to look up at that screen, but then Swamp's stream, you know, is about 10 seconds behind.
Yeah, it's hard to call from watching the stream. I do have one more invite, but I would like to see for later in the race.
Yep.
How many laps to go do we have?
They just got in the backstretch. As soon as they get up to the front stretch, I'll let you know.
Okay, no problem. As the one of you already heard up here running laps, leading laps, as the 42 of Ronnie Mack trying to chase his... Oh, the 2 of Kevin got loose into the wall, off the wall, hit the 20, bounced down to the bottom. It looks like no caution. I don't know how he saved that.
26 laps to go.
All right, that's actually not that many. Maybe in about 5 laps, I'll back out here.
And I tell you what, I'm sorry to interrupt you. So that way we know what happened there. On the stream, it looked like it was a lot worse than what it was. He actually just rubbed the wall and came down the track. He didn't really hit it real hard.
Oh, Big Jim sending me a ton of invites. Yeah, we'll go back out right now. Once again, sorry for the blue screen, but I think it's worth it. So I want to back out. Thank you, Big Jim. And we'll be back looking at live racing here soon. I'll send you another invite while I'm in there.
Okay.
I mean, this is sad. I mean, somebody trying to watch a live stream. They shouldn't have to look at all this stuff. Anyways.
No. Good race. Kevin's making his way back up. They're 3 wide going into 3 right now with, looks like Gator, Mike, Lewis.
Let me go ahead and shoot you an invite. Alright, shot you that invite, and we are coming back in. We're going to have about 20 to go once we get back in here. It's getting down to it, man. It's getting down to it. Is Joe still leading? Is Joe still leading the race?
I don't know. I can only see up to 8 through 12.
Look at the bottom left of the screen. Is there a 1 on the track?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay.
I forgot about the track map.
No, you're good. All right, so Joe still leads the way as Big Jim. They had your car rolling. Oh, as we joined in the Ford, Draven somehow took the lead away from the one of you already heard. He's now going to come up here and lead some laps with about 20 to go. The 42 of Ronnie Mack still running P2. The one of you already heard.
Oh, that car's going to get the backstretch.
Oh, there wasn't a caution because I'm a little bit ahead of you, but unless you're on the stream now, I don't know. Did you leave and come back?
The 88 went up and got into, I think that's Gator Mike and NR Lewis, and there was about 4 cars banging off of each other, but nobody wrecked.
Oh, wow. So it looks like this 42 of Ronnie Mac's got a really good long car. It might be a car that we need to look out here. Might win the race, as he's now looking inside the 4 of Draven. He's going to try to take the lead away with about 18, 19, 20 laps to go. How many laps do we have?
There is 19 laps to go.
All right, so 18, probably 17 at the line, dealing with the delay there a little bit. So I'm going to assume 17 to go. The 42 of Ronnie Mack currently leading the field. The 20 of B-Ball Fan trying to make his way past the 4. He's got the preferred lane down there on the bottom. Now watch out for that 20. He's been fast here all night. If he could clear this 4 quickly and start setting his sights on that 42, he might be your winner.
They're coming to 17 to go right here.
All right, so I'm assuming 16.
No, 17 right there.
Okay. Did you take into account the delay?
Yep.
All right. Well, 17 to go.
Man, that's still freaking me out coming out of turn 4. How that 43 car is just ghosted there.
I don't see it. But he is watching the broadcast. So hello, Shadow. Welcome. Oh, we got a caution. Oh, that means it's going to mess up all over again.
Williams got tagged by somebody and put Swamp straight head on the wall in the backstretch.
Let's see if it messes up. If it does, I'll quickly come out and come back in because we're getting down to the wire. And we don't need lagging cars all over the field. So hopefully it's straightened out. But if not, I'll, thanks to Big Jim, I can come back. I'll make it quick.
And on Swamp Stream, it just said 17 laps remaining.
Okay, so we'll probably have about 14 to go.
Yep. I tell you what, these front guys, oh man, I'm getting excited. I don't know, Avenge. I could just feel it. This is going to be a great finish because you got so many good. You got Draven, you got Ronnie up there, you got Captain, you have Joe, you have so many good guys up there.
This is going to be electric, that's for sure. As we are going back green with about 14 laps to go, as 704 glitches again, throwing cars all over your screen. But the 42 of Ronnie Mack is going to retain his lead here, under fire from the 20 of B-Ball Fan. Now that 14 of Captain Killam, he's no slouch either. He's going to try to come up here and steal a win away from these guys that's been running in the front all night. Oh, looks like we had a little bit of contact back there, I think.
Ooh, 4 wide.
Oh, no. Oh, see, I don't know if they're wrecking or not. All right, it's still doing it. I'm going to make it. Well, they could probably have another caution, right? Should I wait a half a lap?
I'd wait a half lap. I'm watching Swamp Stream. These guys are going crazy.
How did they not wreck?
Wide going through 1 and 2.
How did they not wreck there?
I don't know.
All right, I got to do it quickly. I want to back out, and by the time I get back, we're going to have like 9 laps to go. So I got to do it quick. Oh, 7-4 games.
Oh, Swamp.
Let me know if a caution comes out. I'll wait. That way it doesn't do it again.
No caution.
Okay.
No caution.
All right,
I don't know what was up with that, but I don't know if maybe the 9 may have hit Williams up there. I don't want to speculate too much, but
That's cool. We're loading in here, so I should be back with about 7 laps to go, I'm thinking. Oh, come on, load faster. We're missing some great racing. I'm going to blame this on the fact that it's Iowa. I'm going to put this all on K-Bart.
oh, he's an Iowa boy, ain't he?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not too far from him. I'm in Nebraska, so.
Oh, yeah. How many laps to go do we have?
I just missed. Hold on just a minute.
Nah, it's all good. So, Captain Killam to the lead. How he got there, we may never know. The 42, Ronnie Mack running P2. And that one of you already heard running P3. He is putting that 42 under some pressure, trying to take away P2 here. As we should have, and I'm guessing here, 5 laps to go?
5 or 6. Hold on. I'm watching on my TV or on my phone screen, so it's kind of hard to see sometimes. But there's 5 or I think they just got 5 to go right there.
All right. Well, let's just assume 5. If we're wrong, we're wrong. It happens. So Captain Killam leads the field with 5 to go. The one of you already heard trying to take away P2. And in the meantime, Captain Killam loves seeing these guys race each other back here. Now look out. Here comes that 19 of NR Lewis trying to get that high lane working back there. He's trying to take away a couple positions here late in the run with 4 to go at Iowa.
This is 6 to go. I apologize. This is 6 to go right here.
With the delay, or is it really 5?
This is 6 to go right here.
Okay,
they're on
cool.
6 to go.
All right, well, 6 to go. You get a free lap of racing there, everybody watching.
Looks like Captain's going to pull away with this one. With them battling back there, I just
5 to go.
don't see them. Yep, 5 laps to go. Captain's got a big lead. It's going to be a battle for second here.
And look who has risen to the top. The Season 1 champion, that 88 of Lieutenant Crunch, currently looking for P5 if he can get past NR Lewis or Ronnie Mack, as we have 4 to go now that they come to the line. And here comes the 4 Draven. He's underneath the one of you already heard. They're side by side down the front stretch as they come down to turn 1. Oh my goodness, they're 4 wide behind them. What in the world? They're still 4 wide. The 20 of B-Ball fans going to take the most out of that, as they're still side by side with the 19. B-Ball fan on the apron, up into the 19. Contact. There goes the 88. He's going to take up 2 spots in one corner. 3 to go at Iowa. In the meantime, the 42 of Ronnie Mack's going to take away P3 away from the one of you already heard, and it is TJR teammates and their Ford Mustangs, also Stuart Haas Racing teammates, the 14 of Captain Killam and the 4 Draven, currently running P1, P2. 2 CGR teammates, the 42 of Ronnie Mack and the one of you already heard, running P3 and P4, and then your Season 1 champion with 2 to go, Lieutenant Crunch running P5.
Yeah, looking at Captain Killam, he's just on cruise mode right now, and he's got absolutely no. It looks like he's got about a 2-second lead, but he's on cruise control.
All right, and here we go. 1 to go, presented by Credit One Bank. The 14 of Captain Killam crosses the start-finish line. He's going to have to make 1 more lap around this short track in Iowa, as the 4 of Draven still holding on to second place. That 42 of Ronnie Mack running P3. But I tell you what, this 88 might have something for this one machine for free P4. Oh, not quite, as the one of you already heard dives it down into the corner. And it looks like your race winner is going to be that 14 of Captain Killam. Finishing P2, the 4 Draven. P3, the 42 of Ronnie Mack. P4, the one of you already heard, or also known as Joe. P5, oh, what happened to P5?
I think it's B-Ball fan.
Did Crunch wreck? Oh, Crunch ain't gonna be happy about that. He's currently running last, it looks like. I think he might have wrecked off of turn 4 and we missed it. Anyways, we're gonna back out of here.
Oh. Trying to keep my supper down through that last stretch, watching those cars bounce all over.
Well, I hope they have another update to get that fixed. But we're going to invite our winner, Captain Killam, to the party. Oh, you're the host. So, do you have Captain Killam as your friend? If not, I just suggested him. And do you have Draven as your friend?
Yep.
Cool. Whenever we're done here, just invite Draven. All right, so that was pretty exciting. I appreciate all you guys sticking through the broadcast, even with the cars trying to make you throw up or give you a seizure. I hope they get that fixed very quickly. But I mean, we got Captain Killam in victory lane.
I don't want to join the party. I want to have him join. It's only let me have the choice of joining their party.
Well, I sent you. So go to the party menu and hit invite players, and then it'll say somebody suggested a player, and let them join. Do you see it?
Getting in there now. Hopefully he ain't logging off.
Should be waiting for an invite.
Under invite.
Hit invite. And what's the next screen that comes up?
Yep.
You got him?
Yep.
All right, and then go ahead and try to find Draven there. But don't send the invite until after, well, about midway through this interview.
Okay.
All right, some technical difficulties here tonight, but we're working through them. Obviously, the lagging cars being the major one of them. As we are joined by the race winner, Captain Killam, back in victory lane, back in the booth. Captain, how you feeling?
Hell yeah, brother.
You know, I should expect that from, coming from you, but I never do. I haven't learned my lesson yet. So, look, man, all night long, don't get me wrong, you showed some speed, but I didn't think you had a winning car. What in the world changed there in Stage 3?
Yeah, so the race started out, and my car just, I don't know what was going on, but it wasn't driving like I was used to driving in practice on the preset. So I made some adjustments, and then I made some more extreme adjustments, and got it dialed in pretty good.
Well, whatever you did, I mean, pretty good is an understatement. You drove away from this field on that last caution, taking the win in dominating fashion. I mean, you got to feel pretty good about that one. How does this put you at your point standings?
You know, I'm not sure, because I don't think I got any stage points. I think I had a small lead going into this race, so we'll see how that shakes out. But yeah, this win for me, that was a hard-fought win. Like, I wasn't in the front the whole race. I had to drive from the back, and that's tough at Iowa. That's a hard track to pass at.
Well, you definitely had your skills on display tonight. Shadow, anything for our race winner?
It's Storm, but...
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Rooster.
That was good.
It's a long night.
Hey, yeah, it is. Congratulations, first of all. But being at Iowa, it's fast, it's tight, 2 lanes, you start in the back, and once you got to the front, you kind of stayed there. So, question for me is, was it harder to race the track, or was it harder to race the other cars?
So, that's a good question. At the beginning of the race, when I fell back, I was fighting the track, especially in traffic. I couldn't do anything I wanted to do. I was just trying to hang on to it. Towards the end of the race, when I got the car doing what I wanted, I could put it in more places on the track comfortably. So then it became about racing against the other drivers. Mm-hmm. And I was actually saving tires at that last run when we were running in a pack right before the final caution. So I was just kind of hanging out. I thought that caution was going to screw me up because I had a long run set up in my car, but I adjusted, and apparently I hit the right adjustment. So,
well, it looks like you did, at least from up here. Captain Killam, you're no stranger to the booth. Anybody you want to shout out?
Draven, I know he came in second. That's a good finish for him. And Big Jim for getting a pole with 1 megabyte. That's a hell of a feat.
All right.
TJR and you guys for doing this. This is awesome.
All right, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, the speed didn't slow down the on-track speed from Big Jim. And I will say he's been a faithful viewer here tonight, so shout out Big Jim myself. Thank you, Killam, and we'll get the runner-up finisher in here, Draven.
All right, take it easy, guys.
You too, man.
Later.
Go ahead.
I just sent him the invite.
Cool.
Tell you what, I don't see how he didn't win that championship last year, man. If I was going to put money on anybody, it would have been Captain last year, but Lieutenant Crunch, it was awesome seeing him get it. But man, I was so surprised that Captain didn't get it, but he's definitely going to be the guy to watch this year.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely won a lot of races last year, that's for sure. Crunch came on hot about midway through the season, and I mean, he never looked back, which carried him to that championship. So, I mean, yeah, you're right. As we're joined by our runner-up finisher, Draven64. Draven, I know you're one spot away from where you want to be, but how are you feeling here tonight?
You know, I'm feeling pretty good about taking home a second-place finish with how the start of my season's gone. With that being said, I had something for Captain there in the end, but there was just a lot of hard racing there for second and third position, so he was able to break out ahead of us there, and I ran out of time to get him. But honestly, just happy with the finish, and hopefully can carry on this momentum and start actually getting the results I know I can get because the speed's been there. Just bad luck, man.
Well, there you go. I mean, you showed some speed throughout the night. I don't remember if you had any stage points, but showing up when it matters there at the end. Now, you led some laps. Did you think you were going to win this thing, or how did you feel about the car?
Going into the race, I knew I had a top 5 or 6 car. Stage 1 was going to be a pain in the ass because I was garbage with the preset without getting my setup in, and it showed because, man, I burned my right rear off and fell all the way back in the back of the pack and waited for that caution at the stage end, and then finally got my setup in and actually a 5th place car to feeling like a 2nd, 3rd place car. And then when we got to stage 3, I made one final adjustment, and it was what I was looking for as far as both short and long run speed. Kind of put me right in the middle, and honestly, yeah, I was feeling like I could have won it, but it is what it is, man.
Well, the adjustments definitely worked. Storm, anything for our runner-up?
Congrats on the 2nd place, man. It was a blast watching you guys out there. Well, what we could watch, but when you got into that wreck, I can't remember who was all in there, but you got involved in that wreck.
Yeah.
Was there anybody that you were worried, because you were obviously going to make repairs and you were going to fall back? Was there anybody that you were watching that you were worried that, well, they're just going to take off and win this thing now?
I was a couple of drivers actually. Ronnie Mack was one of them. He had a really good car all race long. I know Captain's always a threat at these shorter tracks. He always shows up at the right time. Joe was up there off and on, but I didn't really feel like he was a threat in the long run. He tended to fall off a little bit, but I'd say the 42, 14, and the 20 showed signs of speed, so I was a little bit worried they were going to run away with it, but thankfully they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and speaking of Captain, he called you out just about every race last season for the interviews, and he just did about 4 minutes ago. So a little transition. Anybody you want to shout out here tonight, Draven?
Of course, shout out to Ronnie Mack because him and I worked door to door for a lot of that. That was a lot of fun. Shout out to my boy Captain as always. We've raced a long time and. Always enjoy it. It was good stuff. And honestly, yeah, just everyone that puts the lead together, shout out to you guys commentating, putting that together and broadcast, and much appreciated. And
all right, man.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, for sure. And thanks for putting on a show on the track for us to get excited about and just yell at our TVs. I'm surprised my wife hasn't got mad at me for waking up the baby or something like that. But anyways, there's a lot of action on the track tonight, don't get me wrong, but I got a feeling about this next race for the Xfinity guys. They're heading to Homestead, Miami. Now, that's one of those tracks where you can run the high lane, the low lane, the middle lane. And just expect some cautions, that's for sure. So that's going to be March 29th for the Ford EcoBoost 300 at Homestead, Miami. Go ahead and tune in. You already know where to go because you're looking at it right now, right here, 8:45. The Xfinity guys, the future of the North American eRacing League, going at it in the virtual Homestead, Miami track. Tune in.